Hello. I am doing a week by week update so everybody knows that this thing is still on. This is for the men's circle, of course. I have a couple of updates I want to share, and I'm going to try to do some sort of post every week or so. If there's an update to share, that is. If there's not, then maybe something on my Instagram. I don't know. I only get on social media um, Thursday through Saturday, like on it. I might check a message or two if I have a good reason to beforehand, but my notifications are turned off regardless throughout the week. So if you have communicated to me that you are interested in the group thus far, I have probably either already possessed your phone number or I'm going to ask you, or I have asked you for the phone number, and that's going to be my primary means of communication once we are in the month of November. But this is the week of October 23rd. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. The first update deals with the um, materials. I purchased the notepads for everybody. I already found over 10 pens, so that's not a problem. And I, by a random stroke of luck, am now in possession of 5 camp chairs. So now I have enough chairs for everybody if the group stays under 10, that is, and I don't expect it to get over 10. I have 5 camp chairs, 3 of which are in like brand new condition, red chairs, and another one's black and another one's pink, and those two have holes in them a little bit, but they're sittable. They just you might get a cold ass. Um, I also have 4 folding chairs and a little tripod folding camp chair for myself. Um, yeah, so that's nice. If you want to bring a chair, feel free. I'm gonna have all that shit in my trunk though, just in case. I'm gonna try to make sure everybody can be a little comfortable. I ain't gonna bring coats and shit though, so you won't have to make sure you're warm. And I mean sitting warm. Like there's one thing if you're hiking and you're like, yeah, I'll be moving, I'll be warm. There's no thing to be sitting down for a couple hours. You get a little frigid. But the other reason I wanted to film this today is I wanted to clarify the kind of attitude of this group. I'm reviewing my thoughts and what have you, and the videos themselves. It feels a little serious, and I'm not trying to come off as serious or making this some sort of like scholarly group or what have you, where you can't express emotion or blah 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 blah. I don't want that. When I am saying things need to be respectful, um, you gotta have the virtue of tolerance, of self inquiry, of curious listening instead of just planning what you're going to say next. Shit like that. That's for an interpersonal level. When you are voicing your thing in the group, though, like the stick gets passed to you and you're not rebuting or adding something to somebody else's, and it's time for you to answer the prompt. You can express anger. You can express passion or despair or whatever the fuck. I don't mean to communicate otherwise. Um, it is okay, even if it's an interpersonal level, if you're able to express that anger in a respectful way, where you're not like fuck you or insulting and degrading in some way or condescending to somebody else. And I'll be a little lenient with the condescension because that's a hard one to avoid, and that's up to very broad interpretation. But overall, you got to stay aware of what you're saying to one another. Damn. But no, get down from there. Oh shit. My bad, Joe. My cat was about to knock some shit down. Okay. As I was saying, um, yeah, we gotta stay respectful of one another. When you're voicing your own thing in the group, it can sound out there. It can sound like angry or whatever the fuck. You understand. Um, the tone of this, it doesn't need to be so serious. I don't expect everybody to be emotionless, I mean, or what have you. I just I expect respectful collaboration. I expect the space to be honored. I expect us to try to build, try to construct rather than degrade one another. If somebody has an out there opinion that you don't agree with, listen to them first. Hear their premises behind their conclusion, behind their statement. And then after they're done speaking, think for yourself. That's when maybe you keep track on the notepad and then you go and review that. If there's something specifically that sticks out to you, then of course write down a little thing. But overall, I'm stressing the listening aspect of this. If you're not hearing somebody with these topics, then you're not gonna necessarily receive everything they're putting down. You might go to target something they already touched, or you'll just have a better understanding of their opinion, which is priceless in a setting like this. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I would like to update everybody on. As I said, I have all those materials now, which is good. I'm still shooting for the third week of November. That's not changing. If you can get that Sunday on the third week of November off, I hope that's not Thanksgiving week. Ooh, I think it is. That's a Thursday. It still might work out. We'll still plan for that third Sunday of November. That's still fixed. I don't know a time yet. If you work and could get the whole day off, that's great. If you can't and you need the money, then as I said, I will be in touch with people and I'm gonna see what time kind of works best for everybody. I am personally expecting a morning, noon type of ordeal, but as I said, I don't know yet. I have to work around other people. If certain people cannot be accommodated in that way, then that sucks. I'm gonna do this so the most amount of people can attend or get the most out of it. If you are coming, then you got to be on time. We're gonna be probably starting the hike 10 minutes after the designated start time, if not right on time, and that looks like showing up before the time. And I'm gonna be trying to stay strict on the end time, but I've never done this before. I've never even attended somebody else's men's circle. I should put that out there. Like I seriously have no fucking idea what I'm doing, but that's okay. I think we can do something great here, and if we have a group full of people that can extend that time and we want to talk about shit more, then of course we can. It's our day, but if we got people that can only do that 3 or 4 hour time gap and then they got to go to work or go to some other responsibility, especially if it's Thanksgiving weekend, that I believe it is, then I will stay strict on the end time just for the sake of everybody else. And that might look like somebody doesn't get to speak. Well, speak on a certain topic. Everybody's going to have an introduction and why they joined the group. To start, for the people that know each other and the people that don't know each other, but yeah, I am getting the first topic narrowed down to. It's going to have something to do with like our upbringing and our views on masculinity and where those came from, the differences between the mature manifestation of masculinity and the immature manifestation of masculinity. If it changes, it's going to stay just as open-ended. I don't want it to be something so definitive that everybody's going to share like similar opinions or what have you. I want it to be kind of open-ended where there's no right answer or that everybody's going to have a different angle they're coming at or a different input. And I think that's a good topic. And I think that's not vulnerable enough where people are going to feel a certain type of way about disclosing that, just to build trust in the group or what have you. But overall, I've said what I came here to say. And yeah, I hope to be seeing most of you that third Sunday of November. Goodbye.